Okay, so $15 an hour minimum wage. What's the problem? Why isn't it happening? Well, it's simple. The people that are lobbying for a $15 an hour minimum wage, who keep going on these tirades and then they go and leave work and protest and all this other stuff, it's a ploy. Okay? It's the same systematic problem we've had all along. But before I even bother to explain it, let's hear it from them themselves.
$15 in the union because we can't live off minimum wage. It's just not possible.
So for those people who don't understand how tough your job is, describe a day at your job. What's the hardest part?
Yes. Please tell us what you do all day.
A day at my job is me doing everything from running the drive-throughs to washing dishes to prepping food. So it's just like, it's just a lot of work just for one person to do, and I work the night shift.
So what you're telling me is that work is hard. That's it. You do a lot of stuff. And that means you should get a lot more money. But do any other businesses do a lot of stuff and not make that much money? I'll bet you they do.
Some people say that paramedics don't even make $15 an hour and they save lives. So why should fast food workers get that?
Oh, do tell.
Because we do too much. We do more than we get paid.
The argument is they do too much and get paid too little. Now, can anybody name me a single job in which you don't do too much and get paid too little? You can't. Because that's what happens. You work for money. Collective bargaining is great up until the point where you start taking advantage of the employers. That's what's happening in this circumstance. Once again, people don't understand that it costs money to run business. And you can't simply inflate the pay rate and not have any negative effect. So in this particular case, if we were to take all jobs below $15 an hour and make them $15 an hour, there would be a massive bubble that would happen. A massive financial bubble. Inflation would come in to fill the void. And as soon as that void was filled, that $15 an hour would be worth the same as $7 an hour now, or as $6 an hour 10 years ago, or as $5 an hour 15 years ago, and so on and so forth. The market will self-adjust for the amount of money that these people are making. Now, the best argument I hear all the time, and it comes out every single time we have this discussion, is this.
Live on the current minimum wage. How can you support a family? I was a longtime school administrator and I had parents who were working 2 jobs. It impacts the whole family just to make ends meet.
Okay, so you can't live off of minimum wage. It's not a living wage, right? That is the argument of the 99%. Here's the problem. Minimum wage is not supposed to be a living wage. It's supposed to be for people first entering the workforce in their teens, or people re-entering the workforce after an injury, things like that, where you have to slowly get acclimated back into working. Those jobs are not made to be careers. Nobody's supposed to make a career of the drive-thru at McDonald's. Nobody's supposed to make a career of Taco Bell or any of these other things. Instead of fighting for increased pay for minimum wage workers, why don't we start fighting for increased pay for EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, cops, military, security, anybody who's in the public service field? Why don't we increase nurse pay? Why don't we do things like that? Instead of this.
When we cry out for elected officials to stand with us, here you have the city of Southfield Mayor Sivers, standing with us saying you all deserve $15 an hour and a union. And this is why we're here today. And we're going all over to let officials know, elected officials know, that if you do not stand with the 54,000 fast food workers, that we're not going to stand with you at the polls.
This solves nothing. This causes more problems. If you want a career, go out and find a career. You don't make a career out of McDonald's. You don't make a career out of Taco Bell. These are minimum wage jobs for a reason. If you want a career, Go with one of these big evil companies like Walmart, who offer massive pay bonuses for people who work second shift, third shift, that work full time, who work stocking, things that are difficult. If you want to make money doing what you do, then you need to negotiate yourself a better rate. Now, I don't think I'm hating on fast food workers or any other minimum wage job. I did my share of fast food work and minimum wage work, and I understood at the time, and I was young. You know, I started at 16 and all the way up to 20, I was doing fast food, and I was doing, at best, slightly above minimum wage at some of the other jobs I did. I respect what everybody does at these jobs. However, these jobs are not careers. These jobs are jobs. They're something you do to get by. They're great for teenagers. They're great for people first entering the workforce. They're not full-time, the rest of your life jobs to support a family on. This is also another lie by the current administration, who says that they grew jobs throughout the course of the presidency. However, the jobs that have grown have simply been repurposed. These jobs were already there. They were being taken by teenagers, college people, and people, again, just entering the workforce. They weren't permanent jobs. They weren't jobs that 30-somethings, 40-somethings were taking in order to support their family. These jobs are specifically for the younger crowd that are just getting into the workforce. They don't work. Who is the greedy one? Let's think about this for a second. A company offers you a job, which you accept, right? They didn't force you into it. They didn't hold a gun to your head and say, you're going to take this job. No, you accepted that job. And you accepted the pay rate attached to that job. That job has probably given you a raise, a cost of living, or something. Who is the greedier of everybody involved? The person that says, hey, I will pay you $8.50 an hour to do this job. And you say, yes, that sounds great. I'd be more than happy. Who's greedier? The guy who said, I'll pay you $8.50 an hour to do this job, or you that said, hey, $8.50 an hour is great. Oh, wait, you know what? I think I deserve more money. How about you double what you paid me? Otherwise, I'm going to walk out and I'll sue you and all this other stuff.
And I want to tell you, those workers have made it very clear to me that they are going to try to go back to work. And if there's anybody who is fired because they walked off the job today, there will be lawsuits, they say, that would be pending because of that.
Come on. Fast food workers, all you minimum wage people, dude, I appreciate what you do. We all do, honestly. We all appreciate what you go through to get stuff done. The vast majority of us have also done it, and we understand. And we know at some point you're going to step beyond this and you're going to find a career that's going to grow you wealth and make your family very happy. But this is not the way to do it. To legislate yourselves out of jobs, it's not going to help anybody. The funny thing is about this $15 an hour minimum wage is that somewhere's already done it. It was Seattle, and it absolutely 100% failed. Everybody got their money. The companies started having to cut back hours, started going under. Businesses suffered, business suffered, the consumer suffered, and eventually the employees suffered because they couldn't afford to continue to do the work. Therefore, the jobs got cut, and pretty soon everybody was suffering. If you collective bargain and try to fix the system, try to force employers to pay you more money because you don't think you make enough, ultimately everyone will lose because you are, in fact, replaceable.